people would be trying to golf and concentrating, and we'd be like, golf balls for sale!
Oh, my eyelids are sweating. You know when your eyelids sweat and I feel like
Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, and it feels like, to me, whenever I eat spicy food or I'm like feel sick, my eyelids feel really sweaty
you mean like
and
right
sticky.
below the brow.
Yeah, they feel really sweaty and sticky, and I feel like I have to lick my eyeballs like those frogs do.
Frogs don't lick their eyeballs.
Yes, they fucking do.
What are they doing
Brittany.
that for?
To wet in them?
They don't have automatic wetting?
No, hold on. There's fucking literally videos. I'm looking it up right now.
All right.
Okay.
We'll post a video of a frog. You rolling?
Yeah,
okay.
good.
Maxim.
Because I want.
I called him Maxim. God, now we're never going to hang out outside
Dad,
of work.
not Mom. Is it licking its eye?
It's licking its eye.
See,
doing it in a really like precise way too.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
It's a professional.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns, a podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell. My Instagram's Bertonis Cardwell.
And I'm Ali O'Neill.
You almost didn't catch it. She was just looking at the ground. We're hungover and we're tired.
We're so hungover.
I can't do anything.
I was like, okay, my Instagram is It's Ali O'Neill. Follow us on Instagram.
and the pod Instagrams at Worthless Clowns.
And follow us on YouTube. Write into worthlessclownspod@gmail.com for your stupid stories. And also give me a hangover cure. Last night I got
Send us some B12.
Send us some B12 and also a shotgun so I can shoot myself in the head and face.
What'd you do last night, Allie?
I just went, okay, so I saw, I got like more drunk than I've been in a really long time for absolutely no reason. For literally no reason. I went to go see the band Cake at Pier 17.
Long jacket.
Short skirt, long jacket, that band.
Mm-hmm.
And
they do a lot of like long. It's like almost Obama-y, right? In the way they like dry out the song lyrics.
Long jacket.
Yeah. I don't know if that's Obama-y at all, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. I do understand the Obama connection. But it's actually hilarious because I saw T-Pain last Tuesday and then I saw Cake last night. And both of those bands, both of those artists are very, very different.
Yeah, big time.
And both of them at their concerts covered the Black Sabbath song War Pigs.
That group is so much different than the other two. Trifecta!
Trifecta!
Another trifecta shirt. Wow. What do they all have in common, do you think?
The War Pigs.
That's it? But Cake and T-Pain must have chosen that song to cover for a reason. What do you think like all three of the groups have in common that they would all love that song?
I think that they all because that's like a Vietnam War song, and I think that it is still applicable today. And I think that Cake probably B-Sides and Rarities came out in the like early 2000s, which is the album where they covered that song. And I think that it was like, because it's like a fucking war song. This is so boring, but
we'll cut all of this.
I think that
this episode is going to be 30 minutes because we're just going to be talking
I'm just gonna
about
be
nothing.
Like, frogs lick their eyes.
Frogs licking eye, and then it's going to cut to like trifecta because we got to add that in there. And then, I don't know, let's just play T-Pain for the rest of the episode.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I'm fine, actually. I'll be fine. But keep going. We're out of it. Wait. I'm good, though. I'm good.
Okay.
I know it got weird just now, but we're going to get this done.
I don't know. It's like a war song, and I think like all three of those bands are like pretty, or artists are like pretty political. And so they're probably just like...
I didn't realize Cake was political.
Cake is
I barely know them.
Extremely political.
Yeah.
Like they have, like their songs are kind of like silly, but like the lead singer was wearing a shirt that said I Heart Democracy. And they have a thing at the beginning where they're like, don't look at your phones, enjoy the experience, because they're fucking boomers.
Yeah.
And they give away a tree at every show they do to an audience member.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so they gave away a tree last night.
Man, I love trees.
Yeah. And they like...
What kind of tree was it?
It was an apple tree.
Oh.
And so they basically like...
Like I just saw a cute dog.
I know, yeah.
Oh, apple tree.
Apple tree. But yeah, everybody there was 50. We were the youngest people there by far.
Mm-hmm. Fun.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Were people dancing? People don't really dance to Cake, right?
There was a lot of like 60-year-old like liberals who were getting super high and seizuring in a way that they would think is dancing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. They
do this. They're like,
yeah, they do that. They just put their arms out and like act like they're trying to like figure something out.
They look like Velma looking for her glasses.
Yeah, like they just woke up and they don't want to really fully. There's always some of those there.
And then it's like. And a long jacket.
Everyone's proud of themselves for saying it at the right moment.
Yeah.
Because you never can tell like how long it's going to be.
Actually, you can. That's how music works.
Long jacket. That's too long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I know things implicitly.
Yeah.
Just got to trust myself.
Oh, God. Yeah. And wait, why did you get so drunk last night? What did you do before? Oh, you went on a bike ride.
No, I was supposed to go on a bike ride, but those plans got canceled. So I just went to the birthday party.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you weren't. Then how did you get so drunk? I had two I guess I
didn't get that drunk, but I stayed up till like 5.
Yeah. I just had
I was hanging out.
I probably had like 8 beers last night within 4 hours.
Yeah. Anyway, we're tired. God,
I'm so tired.
This is a waste of money. We're paying for this.
I know. I can't believe we're paying for it. Oh my God. I keep like eating the microphone and it smells like somebody's mouth.
I will never smell this mic. Oh my God. Okay.
We're so bad at this.
Sorry, Connor.
Sorry, Connor, that you have to witness this. I promise our podcast is like better than this most times. Do you have a stupid story?
I do. So my dad keeps, he watches my nephew all the time and he loves it. He's like a really good grandpa. He's like real fun. My nephew loves him.
Yeah.
And my dad was telling me the other day that when he goes to pick Benjamin up from preschool, now all the other kids love my dad as well. Like every kid thinks he's like the best grandpa.
Oh my God.
And so my dad goes to pick up Benjamin and every kid in the preschool lines up to give him a hug. Isn't that adorable?
Oh my God.
It's so cute.
That's the cutest thing ever. What does Benjamin tell the other kids?
I don't know. That he likes his grandpa or whatever. I think it's just
so
my dad
sick.
Comes in and he's so fun with the other kids.
Yeah.
And then he hugs Benjamin. And I think one of the other kids must have been like, can I have a hug?
Yeah.
And then all of the kids were like, we all get hugs.
Yeah. It's the hug guy.
It's real cute. But I was thinking about
Mr. Britt Toilet Cardwell.
Yeah. I was thinking about how confusing it must be when the other parents start showing up. And there's just a line of all the kids hugging my dad. And they're like, what's going on here? Is this one of your activities?
Yeah, no, they're like, everybody get in line to hug the man.
Yeah. You can't leave until you hug this old person.
This random old guy who won't stop, who has a shirt that says mole on it.
His shirt says mole. And he's carrying around a bunch of washers that his daughter sent him.
Also, like, there was this video that you showed me that your dad took of Benjamin where he was like pointing out where moles were.
They catch moles together.
That's like, and it was so cute. Benjamin was so fucking cute.
Oh God, he's so cute.
Oh my God.
So like there are these like little mole trap things.
Yeah.
A mole runs through and it like, I don't know how it works exactly.
Decapitates it.
I guess it, yeah.
The way that the motion you made with your hand, it looked like a
guillotine.
Guillotine,
I've
that's
been
what it's called.
Guillotine my whole life.
Oh, that's because you're fucking dumb, dude.
Oh, so it's like tortilla.
It's like tortilla.
Every time I think about someone's head being chopped off, I think of tortillas. Now.
Oh, it's like tortilla. Guillotine. It's like tortilla.
Yeah. Yeah, so then they it picks it up by its neck or something. So pretty close. Whatever this device is.
It chops it up like a tortilla.
And then you take it out of the dirt. It pulls a dead mole out. So Benjamin, my dad helps him pull it out.
I love a good country boy. Benjamin's going to be such a good country boy.
Yeah, I just hope that he doesn't think it's okay to be bad to animals. I don't know why I said it like that. Like,
do you think your dad does a good job of explaining that he's making the ecosystem better? He's like correcting the ecosystem, which is a lot for a 3-year-old to grab
I don't think my
but...
dad would be focused on that. I think my dad's more focused on the way his lawn looks.
I know, yeah.
Like
but
he talks about them like they're enemies.
I feel like they're enemies.
The war on moles.
I feel like he could spin it in a way that seems less like vain.
Yeah. Like it's for the good of there's like a higher purpose.
The planet.
Which is the lawn. Just the look of the lawn.
Yeah.
Social stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The way
And then
other
your dad has to
neighbors see
start
it.
explaining capitalism and how lawns were invented to show that people
My dad
were
actually
rich.
just loves being frustrated about anything related to the lawn.
My dad loves doing that too. We have the same dad. It's crazy.
My dad, they have too much property.
Yeah.
They're not that rich, but they got a good deal and they have a lot of property.
They love a deal.
They love a
that's
deal.
That's why your mom got a PT Loser.
Exactly. They bought a PT Cruiser.
Loser.
Because it was a good deal. And then they complained about it for 8 years. They hated that car. But yeah, they do that with everything.
Yeah.
Like he has to mow this lawn. It's so big. It takes him like 6 hours to mow the lawn. Every time I call him, he's talking about having to mow the lawn. Yeah. Anyway, it's a cute little story about my dad getting hugged all the time.
Getting hugged all the time. That's a cute little story about my dad getting hugged all the time.
And then I have another dad story that I thought I could tell.
Okay.
To me, that was more of an update, even though it's a story. But
lay it on me.
Just taking over.
Let me see what time it is. We got time.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
We got so much time.
When I was a kid, my dad is great. I just said that, but I just remembered.
It sounds like you just like remembered.
He was so fun when I was a kid too. I mean, he had to like discipline, so it was less fun, I think.
Yeah, but now that
like
he doesn't have
grandpa,
that responsibility for Benjamin, he's just like all fun.
He's very fun. Benjamin loved him. And he was fun when I was a kid. I remember him, he would tell us stories all the time, like before bed, and they were real fun. Like he gets really detailed about the boat stuff he tells me now as an adult. So imagine his stories. Like when you're a kid and it's super detailed, it was really fun. Part of it is like you're amazed that someone can just come up with stuff, I think. Like that. Yeah, when you're young and you haven't done that yet. But he would tell stories all the time, and sometimes they'd be scary. Like, and there's this one story he told us where there was like a Halloween mask my brother had. So it was based in reality a little bit. My brother had this gorilla mask that he wore for Halloween one year.
Yeah.
And the story my dad told us was like, and we were young. I was probably like 7. My little brother's like 4 or whatever. And the story was like the mask could come to life if somebody's DNA got on it, like saliva from wearing the mask. If there's any DNA from a human on it, it can come alive and be this like scary gorilla. Yeah. So he tells us that. And then we couldn't sleep because we're just afraid of this gorilla mask, right? Yeah. Which is obvious. The kids are going to get scared. Yeah. So then we didn't believe him when he told us it wasn't real and it was all made up. We were still like terrified of this mask. Yeah. We wouldn't sleep. And then he was like, okay, watch this. And he like brought the mask in. He got a knife and he cut it into tiny pieces. And he was like, you guys are safe. You're going to be fine. You can go to sleep now. All right. And then it was fine until the next night. He told us another story.
About something else. He just realized the power he had.
No.
And he's like, if you don't eat your broccoli, it's going to go back together and then it's going to wake up and kill you.
Kind of.
He's like using it as a form of discipline.
Yeah. He told us another story the last night. After working so hard to get us to sleep and not be scared, the next story he told was about how like the saliva can actually get the pieces all, like they all have information from the previous saliva. And they can like collectively remember where each other are and group together and reform the mask. So then he just like ruined all all
his work to like make it not scary anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad used to tell us stories that scared the shit out of me too. Just like, because remember, I think I told you, like, we slept on cots in his basement when we were there.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, yeah, one time I saw this huge spider, like this big, the size of a dinner plate, crawling across the floor over there.
Was he in Australia or something?
Anyway, good night. No, in his fucking basement that I was sleeping in.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And then he like told us stories about how like I remember he was like, don't ever walk over like those city grates that are like over the subway and shit. He's like, don't ever walk over those. There was a hand that came up once and grabbed me and I had to get away from it.
Oh, my dad would say something just like that.
Yeah.
God.
And I'm like,
I had to get away from it.
Yeah.
Where's the hand gonna pull you?
Into the grate, stupid.
But when you're a kid, none of that matters.
Yeah, when I'm a kid, I'm not like, well...
logically inconsistent.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad. Nice try.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sweaty and tired.
Yeah, I know.
I can't wait to go home and get tucked in.
We should have just canceled. You know what's stupid is that we thought we could do this.
I know.
And then it would be good.
All right, should we get into our post?
Wait, I have a related story.
I could also talk about the bachelorette party.
Oh, yeah.
I went on a very, very fun bachelorette party. We went to the Poconos, which is confusing because like everybody lives in like Boston and Rhode Island, and then everybody except for me had to drive like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like a 2-hour bus ride.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I don't know why the fuck everybody else is coming here. Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
But we all show up and it's okay. So my best friend Leah from high school, she is getting married Labor Day weekend, and I am in the wedding party. And so this was her bachelorette party, and everybody except for her were people I have either never met or people who I have not seen in like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah. And then you got to go into it and you're like, okay, now we got to get to know each other. We got to like rev things back up with this old friendship that we barely had before.
I was honestly a little bit stressed because I was like afraid that I would come across as like too much. Everybody's like fucking like engaged and has kids and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
and you have to explain yourself, like why your life is weird and different.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, I'm a stand-up comedian.
God.
I'm fucking out boozing my balls off every single night.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
unhealthy.
I don't have a boyfriend because I can't get anybody to love me. So I just jerk off and snuggle my dog. That's what I'm doing.
You get it, right?
Yeah.
We've all been there.
And then my friend Danielle's like, I'm pregnant with twins. And I'm like, sick. And
I had a weird email.
I know,
always the bit. It's like people would be like, I had a crazy week.
I'm like,
my boss asked me for something I didn't expect.
I'm like, a man that I used to date shot somebody. And then she's like, I got a weird email from work. That's like how like our relationship is. But anyway, it was like, I was like a little bit nervous about like coming across as like weird or whatever and like just being really different from everybody. But everybody was like so cool and fun and nice and like a good hang. And by the end of the weekend, all of us were like, can you believe we all get to hang out again at Leah's wedding?
And they're like kind of saying, can you believe we all liked each other?
I know, yeah.
It was so weird. I did not think I would like you.
I was talking to somebody there. Her name's Susan, and she loves the monsters inside me.
Oh, right.
And we started
the TV
talking.
show with the parasites.
We were swimming in the lake, and she started talking about it. I was like, you know about that show.
Yeah. You gotta be careful in lakes. It's certain areas though, right?
It depends on what you're afraid of. Are you afraid of them swimming up your piss hole or like swallowing the water? That's in the Amazon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They'll swim up your pee hole.
But swallowing the water, you can get them.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, that took a really long time to compute.
You're like, find the information in my brain.
But no, it was super duper fun. And the first night we were all like getting drunk, and then we go to bed at like 2 a.m. And then the fire alarm goes off at 5 a.m.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
And we can't figure out how to shut it off. And
it's not obvious.
No.
Mine went off like a while back, and I'm just like touching the button with different pressures. Like we press it, nothing happens, and I'm like, what if I press it more on one side than the other? You know, I'm just like, I'm like, you remember Skinner's cat or whatever? You know, like the thing where there's like a cat stuck in a box and they learn how to get out by doing random behaviors. It's like a psychology thing. I thought more people knew about it, but
you have a PhD in cognitive psychology, and you're like, do you remember this thing that I learned in doctor school? And I'm I fucking was raised by wolves, dude.
It's the same though. Like you learn, like you just try random stuff to try and figure out what's going on?
This is similar to the study that I always reference when we're talking about how social media works.
Yeah.
Where it's like the pigeons will get fed at random times after pecking random colors. So then they like start to get like superstitious about stuff.
Yeah, it's similar.
And that's how I feel like us, like we are the pigeons and the algorithm is the person giving the food.
Right.
Where it's like we do random shit and we're like, oh, it must be this because it worked last time. But then like the next time you do it, it doesn't work the same.
Yeah. And that's what happens with the alarm. I'm just trying to press it in different ways.
We're
but
pigeons.
There's only one thing you can do. And it just feels like it just
I know, because
randomly.
there's one button and you're like, okay, I'll press it once and then I'll press it 2 times in a row. And
I'll
then
hold
I'll
it
press
down.
Yeah.
I'll like press it real fast.
Yeah. You're like, bing.
Bing, ding. Not fast enough.
But anyway, so we couldn't figure out how to turn it off and we couldn't smell smoke. We went into like all different parts of the house. So then the Airbnb people were not answering. So we call the non-emergency police line and they don't pick up. And so then we call 911 and we're like, we don't know what's happening, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, it could be carbon monoxide. You guys should go outside. And
you're in the middle of nowhere.
We're in the middle of the nowhere at night. It's 5 a.m. Also, like, there's 11 women in this house.
Yeah.
And also, all over the Airbnb rules, it's like, don't leave food in your car. Don't take the trash outside. There's bears everywhere. It's like in the middle of bear country. And we're like, okay, so we're going away from the maybe carbon monoxide to go into the definitely bear-infested woods. Yeah. Sick. I love this. So we call the fire department shows up. And this girl, Emily, who I've known since like Leo was in college. It's just like really funny. And she was like, all of us were like still drunk from like because we went to bed 3 hours beforehand. And the fire department shows up and she's like, everybody be polite. Everybody be like, she's yelling at us all to be polite. Like they're going to come up and I'm going to be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then like, she's like yelling at everybody to be polite. And then she's like, the fire department walks up and she's like, I love your shirt.
She thinks politeness is being like, where'd you get that nail polish?
Literally. And it was just so funny. I was like, Emily, what do you think polite is? Like, what do you think? And so then they go and then they fucking figure it out and it's fine. And then they turn off the fire alarm and then
Yeah.
It's fine. And then everything ends up being fine. But that was like a pretty kooky, crazy night.
Yeah. While you were outside waiting, were you all coming up with what you would do if a bear did show up? Were you like planning?
No. I think all of us were way too tired, but a bunch of deer did walk up to us. There's deer everywhere there, and they are not afraid of humans.
They just walked up to you?
Yeah, dude.
Aw.
It was nuts. And we were like, what's up? And they're like, they don't care that we're there. It was insane, like, how comfortable they were with humans.
Yeah.
And, okay, so I forgot my glasses, and I had taken my contacts out before I went to bed. And I brought my contacts downstairs with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just keep my contacts out. And I kept, like, and I have really, really bad, not as bad as you. I don't have, like, cocktail weenie eyeballs. Eyes. Yeah.
I was talking about that last night.
But my prescription is, it's -5 in one and -5.5 in the other.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
So it's pretty bad. Yeah. Not as bad as yours. But, because it is a competition.
Yeah, just wait till you get up to the 8s.
I actually haven't gone up in my prescription in a very long time.
That's nice.
But anyway, so
my eyes keep stretching.
They keep like
my eye doctor was like, don't even get LASIK. You only have 2 more good years of your eyes left anyway. He's like, then you're going to start getting the other bad part where it's like short distances are going to be bad. So he's like, there's no point. He was real negative about it. He was like, you missed your chance. You should have done it in your
Brittany,
late 20s.
Your eyes suck.
Yeah. Anyway, so you didn't have your glasses on.
Yeah, but we were sitting outside and I kept like, I couldn't see anything. It was dark and I didn't have my contacts in. And I kept like thinking.
Scary.
I kept thinking there was movement when there wasn't.
Oh my
so
God.
I kept doing this. I was like,
oh. That's terrifying.
All night. And I was like, I have to put my contacts in.
Yeah.
I fucking have to.
Yeah. Like with this level of bad vision, the person you're near has to be this close to you to really make out their face.
Yeah,
right?
dude, like
They have to be like within a few feet.
If I am laying in bed before I go to sleep and I'm on my phone, my phone is like this.
Same. It's at my nose.
It's literally
and I'm mostly looking through one eye.
Yes. I literally have it here. That's the only way I can read the shit on my phone.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's awful. When I mean, this is kind of related to the bit I have about how bad my vision is, but like, if I have a guy over, and this happened recently, and it's like the morning, and I don't have my contacts in, then I'm like trying to interact with them, and it's all weird socially. They look like they're so far away.
Yeah.
Like you can't see their face.
Yeah.
You know their face, but you're imagining it. You know?
Yeah.
They look like they're just like a blurred out character in a TV show.
Yeah.
Like a real, like a documentary.
Yeah. Where they didn't sign the papers. Yeah. But also, here's the thing. Like we've both been in very long-term relationships before. And when you have really bad vision and you're fucking your boyfriend of like 3 years or whatever, and it's kind of boring, it's really, really easy to imagine it's somebody else.
Oh, that's true. Because there's no interference of their eyes.
I know, yeah. And I'm like, I can't even tell if you're looking at me right now.
You just put whatever you want on there.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, is that Lenny Kravitz?
And when you are looking them in the eye, you look all like
it looks like you're
not focused.
Looking into the middle distance.
That's how I always feel when I'm with somebody without my contacts, and I'm like, they think that I'm like detached.
You look like this. You're like, should we get into this post?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about the post.
Oh, you forgot that how our podcast works? Dude,
yeah.
Hinge has been crazy.
Hinge. Ugh.
What's
crazy about it?
I've just been like the more that you're on it, the more that you show up in the algorithm. Oh. So I've just been having a lot of people like responding to my shit. I had a man. Wait, can I read a?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh. Okay, so he replied to one of my pictures. He said ILY heart. And then he's like, you wearing a Parliament Funkadelic shirt? And I'm like, you bet your ass I am. He's like, damn, I really do love you.
You get a lot of attention from that Funkadelic shirt.
I know. It's because this man is 40. That's why. Also, wait, can I show you? Everybody who likes me on Hinge is 40 and Catholic. And I am not exaggerating. Here's a perfect example of the kind of... press play.
I don't like that he has a video at all.
No, this is my video of his profile.
Oh, okay. Wait, I've seen this guy.
Oh, yeah? Did he like you?
Maybe. We definitely didn't match.
Yeah, he looks terrifying.
He looks scary.
First of all,
he looks
like a skeleton covered in beef jerky.
Like, oh my God.
I've never seen so much.
You just got asked to do a show tonight at 8:30.
Fuck.
Tiny cupboard. That's where I'm going to be.
Okay, fine. I'll do it.
I guess we'll hang out all day. We'll just keep the friendship going.
Hold on. God. Can I respond?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, yes.
We've already got to like cut a lot out of this episode anyway.
I know. Can you feel the back of my knees? Please,
Ellie.
Please feel it.
She makes me do this all the time.
Please feel it.
They're wet. I knew they'd be wet. God, it's so predictable.
Oh, I meant to get the fucking post,
when we live together, when I'm 65, I'll be doing that, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. Wait. Have you had these Hinge guys being like you don't respond for a week and then they go, nudge, have you had this happen?
No, I don't think that the men who are attracted to me know what that word means.
I had a guy do it the other day.
I'm just trying to circle back.
Yeah, he's circling back.
I'm trying to circle back and see if you still want to fuck me.
It's like a poke in Facebook, kind of.
Yeah.
Only it's more, it's way more corporate.
No, the version of the men who are attracted to me, the version of that they do is like, okay.
Oh, yeah. I get that sometimes.
Yeah.
Where they're like, well, now I'm never going to meet up with you because you're like guilt tripping me.
I know, yeah. You're like,
we're strangers.
I literally don't owe you anything, and you're making me feel bad about it.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
This
guy nudged. He nudged me, and then I was like, oh, sorry. I happened to be on my phone at the time, so I responded.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sorry, whatever. It's been busy. And then he writes me paragraphs, and I'm like, this is the problem. You're like asking me to do a lot of work there's nothing here yet.
Yeah.
Now I got to respond to like 4 different points.
Yeah.
It's sent in a text that has all these spaces between it.
I know,
like
yeah,
like
it's an email.
Like an email, yeah.
It's written like a fucking email.
Like he drafted it out
and I'm like, if you knew me at all, you would know that I can't read.
Yeah, and you'd know that I don't like Slack. All right, Connor?
Connor, stop trying to get us on Slack! Connor, earlier today, we were talking about the business that we all run. Well, I mean, we don't run the studio, but like the Worthless Clown's business, essentially. And he's like, so I started a Slack channel, and both me and Brittany were like,
nope.
Boo!
Nope.
Boo! I'm not going on fucking Slack, Connor! Like, we were so mad about it.
I can't take it. I have it at my job.
And I was like, I literally sat down and I was like, I'm not going on Slack. Like, all 3. And then he's like, okay, you guys don't have to. He was like so diplomatic about it when we were like screaming in his face that we're like, fuck your Slack.
I don't like your good idea that makes sense. I just like
such dicks about it.
I just feel like I don't know how to use it is part of the problem because I have it at my job. The only messages I respond to are direct messages. Anything else, I'm like, I don't know where that is. I don't even know how to look at anything. But it's mostly because I don't want to.
Wait, you don't know how Slack works?
I barely do, but every time I go into anything outside of direct messages, I feel like it takes me 10 minutes to be like, oh, there it is. So like I never look at anything. But I don't have to look at most of it, which is nice.
There's direct messages.
I know.
Between like you and one other person, right?
I know.
And then there's groups.
Yep, I'm aware of that. But
you can't find that's the only 2 places you need to be at.
I think they just made too many groups and it's confusing.
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Because things will come in and I'm like, where is this? And then I'm clicking on everything and like it won't show up anywhere. This is boring too. I don't know. Slack.
Brittany's like, I don't know how Slack works.
Let's just write this up as an email and send it as like a user experience for Slack.
I've literally never met another person who's as confused by Slack as you are. And so I feel like they probably won't change it.
I think because I have no motivation to use it or learn it, I just won't. But if I really needed to be on it all the time, then I would know. Yep. She just let liquid fall out of her mouth onto the podcast studio floor.
I don't even know how that happened.
I think the title of the ep is She Just Let Liquid Out of Her Mouth.
I don't even know how that happened. It's so far away from my mouth and I don't know how that fucking...
Should we get into the post?
Let's replay the tape. Okay, yeah, I'm getting into the post, sorry. Okay.
Now, the other day we were like, oh, we should have an episode where we're drunk. And now I'm like, no. We're not doing that.
There's no way. We're so bad. I'm sorry, Connor, that I got beer on the floor. It's literally like a very small amount. I'm just confused at...
We'll figure it out after.
Sorry, I'm really distracted. Okay.
Yeah, you are like blood splatter forensic. You're like...
I know, I'm Dexter.
Where would I have had to be sitting?
Where would I have had to be? Dude, this drop of liquid that landed on the floor is like JFK's magic bullet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense.
It had to go around an angle.
Yeah.
Around a corner. Sorry, I just was remembering the Seinfeld episode about the JFK.
Yeah.
About the and they did it for with a baseball game with spit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, we're gonna read a post from an internet user. Mm-hmm. Here we go. All right. Sorry, God, we fucking suck.
We're gonna get
today.
Through this.
Yeah, we are. We have I think we've less than 20 minutes left of the pod. Okay. Am I the asshole for stealing all of the neighbors' birds? Great title. Love it already. Oh, okay. Based on the title, what do you think? I mean, you already read it, but...
Yeah, I can't even comment. I'm biased.
I think that if I had not read the post, I would be like, yes, because...
I would be like, yes, but I'd be like, there's a reason they wrote it like that, where, clearly they didn't mean to steal the birds. Otherwise, they're not going to be like, yeah, I stole birds. What's the big deal? You know?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past some internet users to be like that. You know what I mean?
Some internet user is probably like, birds are the same as bugs. You can steal bugs from
nobody
someone's
owns
lawn.
Bugs. Nobody owns birds.
Yeah.
They're owned by the sky.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, there are arguments for stealing birds. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I moved into a neighborhood after living in an apartment for 8 years. Back when I lived with my parents, I loved having bird feeders.
Mm-hmm.
When I got my house, I set up 12 bird feeders and planted wildflowers that attract hummingbirds and butterflies.
Aww.
1, a squirrel-friendly feeder with sunflower seeds. 2, a shell on peanut butter. 3, a nut feeder. 4, a traditional feeder with local seed mix. 5, a fruit hook with various fruits. 6, a small glass mealworm feeder. 7, a suet block feeder. 8, a water bowl. 9, please stop laughing, this is serious. I'm making a list. 9, a mesh feeder with dried mealworms. 10, a bark butter feeder. 11, a tray feeder with more local feed. 12, a bark butter bit feeder.
I love how like they made this list and then they sent that list to every friend.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right.
Also, like, I don't think that the 12 feeders and what kind of feeders they are important for this question.
Not at all.
This, you know what?
The number is maybe important. Like I put a bunch of feeders out.
Yeah, I put a lot of feeders out.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like the quality of the feeders are really high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the variety attracts a lot of different types of birds.
Kinds of birds, yeah. Now
that does make sense. But he could have just said that. Instead, he's like, you figured out why I'm making a list.
He's like, here's the evidence. 1, 2, 3.
I will not put this all together in a way that makes sense for everybody else, but I will just list all the details.
He's making us do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Okay. This, of course, slowly attracted birds to my yard. I wake up every morning to a lot of bird song, and there are always birds flying about and chirping. I don't know why this is so funny.
He wakes up every morning, he's like, oh, hey, new bird.
Yeah.
New bird. Welcome. I actually think this is really cute.
The birds, like, put on his robe.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, like, Disney.
Yeah. He's Snow White.
Yeah.
I honestly expected my neighbors to complain about the noise, if anything. Instead, other people in my neighborhood have knocked on my door, complaining about me being a, quote, cuss word and stealing the birds. I want to know what cuss word it was.
I feel like the way this guy is, it's probably not a real cuss word. It's probably like jerk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say jerk.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah. On this Christian website, Reddit. I thought it was one crazy lady until a whole group of older women came and banged on my door complaining, saying I needed to take them down and stop stealing everyone's birds.
Man, I just remembered. I went to there's this guy who lives in, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest area.
That might be a huge area.
Yeah, that might be kind of incorrect, but I went on this road trip and it was somewhere over there. It's like a famous guy's yard, and he makes bird feeders. He makes birdhouses. And his entire yard is all the birdhouses he made. It's like thousands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's like no grass. It's all feeders.
It's like a tourist attraction.
Yeah. It was cool.
Are there a lot of birds there?
I don't think so. I think they're just bird homes that are, I don't know. He just decorates the whole place with them. And then you can go inside and hang with this guy. Nobody else is there. You're like alone in this weird yard. He'll invite you in and you chat and he gives you a birdhouse that he made. I had a birdhouse. It might be in my parents' place. It's real small.
That's
really
insane.
Weird, right?
This guy needed company so bad.
Yeah.
That he made like 5,000 birdhouses and then made a business out of
get people over here.
Yeah, he's like,
how do I?
Yeah. He's like, how do I get people to come hang out with me? Yeah. I know.
Well, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
I learned this in shop class in middle school.
Yeah.
I'll just take advantage of this. Nobody ever applies that outside of middle school.
I know. This guy's smart.
But this guy did.
This guy's smart. This guy's smart.
Anyway, so the ladies are mad. We finished the post, huh?
We did finish the post. I don't think he's the asshole. I think those ladies need to step up their fucking bird feeder game.
Birds, they got to attract the birds that they want. They got to get better bird feeders.
If they want birds, they got to attract the birds that they want. You just
Sorry, sentences are just like, I'm just saying the same thing backwards.
I know, yeah. Oh, it's like tortilla.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. But I think it's probably one of those neighborhoods where there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
Like small town.
And it also sounds like a lot of old ladies.
Old ladies, they miss their birds.
Yeah.
Why don't they like tell the birds they miss them? You know?
You think that would work?
I feel like the ladies are mad at the guy, but the guy is obviously offering something better.
Yeah, this is what it's like. It's like when you're in, like, two people are in a relationship, and then somebody... No, it's not like that at all. Now that I started thinking about it.
Nice try.
I was about to be like, it's like when two people are in a relationship and one of them cheats and the one that didn't cheat gets mad at the person that was like,
it is kind of like that. It is.
Instead of getting mad at like the partner who cheated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the old ladies are the ones who are getting cheated on, and the man is the partner who, no, the man is the... Hold on.
The ladies...
No, the man...
No, you're right. You had it all mapped out right. The ladies are mad that the birds saw something that they liked better.
Yes.
And they feel insecure about it.
And the ladies should be mad at the birds.
They should be like, either mad at the birds or you're right, I'm not good enough.
I know. See, that's why I had a hard time like connecting it, is because I'm like, the ladies should just try harder, and now it feels like I'm blaming the people who are getting cheated on. For
in this situation,
not doing enough.
Should try harder.
Yes.
The birds obviously don't want to be in a relationship anymore. Because the old ladies probably gave up. They probably had no novelty. They probably did nothing exciting.
Yeah, no.
It's the same bird feeder every day.
Those
it's like
old ladies haven't blown those birds, haven't sucked off those birds in years.
Yeah. Those birds are so bored.
Maybe put some makeup on. Try a little lingerie. Give them an OTPH jab.
Yeah.
Over the pants hand job.
Those birds are like using her bird feeders, but imagining other bird feeders.
They're taking out their contacts and fucking their long-term boyfriend.
Yeah. And being like, it's easy to imagine something else if you want it.
And they're like, ooh, they're like eating out of the bird feeder and they're like, Lenny Kravitz.
I thought you were going to say, Ben. God, why can't I remember anything? Affleck.
I like how you said Ben like he's a friend of ours. No, I think that like my number one for a really, really long time has been Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's attractive.
I have a video. Actually, we should post this on the Instagram. I used to work at MTV, and in 2019 I did the VMAs for that. I'm a graphic designer, so I did like a lot of the branding for the VMAs. And so I got like free tickets to go to the VMAs, and I went with my friends from work, and we knew that Lenny Kravitz would be there. We just didn't know like how.
Yeah.
And so here, let me see if I can find this video. I was like, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." And while I was in the bathroom, Lenny Kravitz was like up on stage. And so then my friend, I'm so sorry. I'm being like, so.
Yeah, we don't need to see the video, right?
Yeah, I'll post it on the fucking whatever. Yeah. But, oh my God. I'm having such a hard time. So Lenny Kravitz was like
getting early onset dementia because of last night.
I know,
it sucks.
Yeah, because we.
Just one bad move, kids, and you're done.
We dared to be over 25 and then have 4 beers.
Yeah. Wait, you were in the bathroom, Lenny Kravitz
I was in the bathroom,
stage.
and Lenny Kravitz came out to present an award. I did not know that Lenny Kravitz was on stage. So my friend started recording Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
And then in the video, I come back from the bathroom, and he's like, wait, she's over there. And so like, it's me like probably like 20 feet away from them.
Yeah.
And they're like yelling at me, being like, it's Lenny Kravitz, it's Lenny Kravitz. And I'm like, what? Like, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's Lenny Kravitz. And so then I start rubbing my ass up against the glass.
What?
Like a cat would. Even though it's the Prudential Center, we are probably 2 football fields away from Lenny Kravitz. Yeah. So I start rubbing my ass on the glass.
He'll know this is happening. He'll feel it.
And then I'm like, I'll see you at home. Dinner's in the fridge. Like crazy shit like that. And
Did it work?
No.
That's like
he still has no idea who the fuck I am.
Yeah. That's like in Maggie's sex witch story when she went to the thing that's like TRL, but it's not.
Yeah.
And she saw the guy and
she saw Rupert Grint.
Was like trying to communicate with him through her thoughts.
Yeah, that was me, except I was rubbing my ass on the glass. And then my friend got all of it on video. It's actually really funny.
Well, you'll probably
Connor,
never
how long
meet him,
have we been recording for?
46 minutes.
Sick.
Let's keep going because we're gonna have to cut a lot. We're gonna have to cut like 15 minutes.
I know, of me being like, and then I
Me too, especially in the beginning.
Oh
God.
yeah, dude. We're both like so
Don't drink, anybody.
I know.
Anybody.
Hey, Mamma Mia.
Yeah. I wonder what my set's gonna be like later. We're both doing shows after this.
I know. Luckily, I can go home, but you have to do 2 shows.
Yeah, and one of them is gonna be rough for sure.
Also, I got a new vape, and it creates huge clouds.
I noticed a lot more clouds.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that's why I felt different, but I was like,
hate how vapes look like a fucking Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
every vape looks like a Tamagotchi.
Why do they look like that?
I don't know. I have no idea. It pisses me off. That's why I like.
Is it supposed to look cool? Because I don't. Can I hold that?
Yeah.
I don't really understand why.
Every vape looks like that now.
I don't get it.
It also has a USB-C charger on the bottom.
It looks like one of those little kid juice cups.
Yeah, it's like that for adults.
Yeah.
No, but Lizzie Cassidy always says, she's like, I have to get my baba. It's an adult binky. That's what it is. Yeah. For like people whose parents didn't love them enough.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the bird thing? Let's go back to that.
Yeah, no, good idea.
My grandpa used to watch birds. He had like a bird watching book.
Oh.
And I'd go, when we'd visit him, he had binoculars.
You know what I just
4
realized?
Birds.
You know what I just realized? You came to my house and I didn't show you the paintings that my meme painted of the birds.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Right. You might have shown me one. I feel like there's one in the basement.
No, I don't think there's one in the basement.
Anyway, my grandpa was bird watching, and that was fun. And it definitely wasn't to like look at ladies sunbathing across the golf course from him. Okay, I don't think it was for that.
That seems way too specific. And it seems like that's exactly what he was doing.
And I also never used the binoculars and saw stuff like that. Yeah.
And you're like, my grandpa loves bird watching so much that he jerks off while he does it.
We used to sell, me and my brothers used to sell golf balls. We'd visit him for a week.
You always have like some scheme.
I know. This is what my family's like.
Like the Cardwells are always trying to figure out some scheme.
Everyone's trying to make money and then wasting so much time to make the smallest amount of money that doesn't make them happy. Or to get the deal like the PT Cruiser.
Yeah. PT Loser.
Or like we've talked about this, like my dad will go really far to get a soda that's like 50 cents cheaper.
Yeah.
But then he spent all his time.
Yeah.
Like they don't. I feel like that's the thing is they think less about the time value than they do about the money value. And I'm more time.
Same.
Yeah. But so we sold golf balls. We'd spend an entire week. My grandpa had a bunch that he collected. And so we'd bring them out in boxes and wash them up and get them all shiny. And we'd like lay them out on these tables. And me and my brothers would be like, people would be trying to golf and concentrating. And we'd be like, golf balls for sale. We're just screaming down the golf course. But I think a lot of people thought it was cute. Like, we got a lot of sales.
Yeah.
And we'd
make money off of it?
We'd make like $100 over a week.
Whoa!
Which is like...
That's a lot for a kid.
That's a ton for a kid. It was so exciting. And then, I don't know
how much did you sell a ball for? It was like
depended on the brand. We knew all the brands and the level and what we could sell them for. Because we talked to our grandpa about it. All right. Titleists are pretty low grade. Yeah. Those were like 25 cents.
Yeah.
But then there'd be like, I can't remember many others. Top Pro or something like that.
Yeah.
A couple dollars maybe. A few dollars.
Couple dollars.
Yeah. Running big time with those.
And you're like, oh yeah, I found a top brand one.
And then we'd the whole week we'd just be like obsessive about finding more good golf balls.
Yeah.
So we'd be like out on the course, and instead of caring about golf, we'd be running into the woods looking for like lost looking for lost golf balls.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is this when you went to golf camp?
That's how my family relates. to each other.
I know, but it's kind of sweet that you guys did that.
That's when I went to golf camp.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you went to golf camp just for the fucking... Sorry, I keep like moving the mic back and forth. Long
The editing of this podcast is going to take you like 10 hours.
I know.
There's like a bunch of sound editing that has to happen.
But it's actually really sweet that you guys did that.
It was nice, yeah.
Going back to birds.
Oh, yeah.
My dad like had a bunch of parakeets growing up. He always had parakeets as a child. But here's the thing. He would only have one parakeet at a time. Mm-hmm. And whenever the parakeet would die, he would get a new one and name it the same name, which is something that a serial killer does.
Did he treat it the same too?
Yeah. And he always got the same color parakeet, and then he named it Perry after Perry Cuomo, who was a singer from the 50s.
Perry's a good name for a bird.
It is a good name for a bird, but he probably had like 13 Perrys.
That's insane.
Like one after another, and they all died in really weird ways. Like my dad was like, yeah, one time one got sucked into a vacuum cleaner.
What?
And
How?
I don't know. I think what happened is one of them got sucked into a vacuum cleaner and then lived. Mm-hmm. And then it got sucked into a vacuum cleaner again and died.
How is it getting sucked in? I don't get it. Was he like threatening it with the vacuum cleaner? That's the only thing I can imagine.
I think,
and then it just went too far and he went up there.
It went too far. It's like the scene in Pulp Fiction where he's like pointing the gun at the guy that he's holding hostage in the back, and they go over a bump and he shoots him by accident.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like your dad would be hanging with birds in that way. Because I met your dad.
Hanging with birds.
I feel like he'd be
My dad,
I'm going to get you with the vacuum.
My dad is a bird guy, which actually explains a lot. And he has wanted birds for so fucking long. Okay, also, like, when he was growing up, the birds would, like, free fly around the house. Like, they were always just, like, flying around the house. Mm-hmm. Like, and my dad is like, I would never keep a bird in a cage. Like, shit like that. And the reason why he can't get a bird now is because my stepmom is very, like, she definitely has OCD or something. Like, she has insane, like, anxiety about, like, cleanliness and security.
I met her. She seemed pretty anxious.
Yeah. Like, I'll be at their house, and they'll be, like, cooking me dinner, and I will go take out the trash, and when I'll go outside, drop the trash in the can, come back, and the door is locked. And I'm like, what are you afraid of, Sharon? She's just very much like that, and so my dad wants a bird real fucking bad. But Sharon won't let a bird fly around the house because she's afraid of the poop.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but I wouldn't be afraid of it. It'd be worth it. You get pooped on once a year, and you get to have a bird flying around.
I don't think that Sharon feels the same way about it.
I could get.
I don't think Sharon's like, I get to get pooped on once a year.
I could be pooped on a few times a year and be fine with it.
Dude, I have to pull long red hairs of my own out of my dog's ass like once a week. And it's worth it. It's worth it, dude. Because my dog eats my hair by accident, and then she'll be like pooping. She'll be pooping, and then she'll do this thing.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I'll show you. She'll be like...
She's wiggling around because it's hanging.
She's trying to walk away from her poop, and she's like, "Why isn't it coming out of my ass?" And then I have to pull a hair with shit on it out of my dog's ass.
I forgot that I used to see that happening with my dogs all the time.
Yeah,
there was always like
it's shit. Like always like a string or something. Yeah,
it's like a train of like there's like poop, hair, poop.
Yeah. And I have like a lot of hair, and I shed all the fucking time, and my dog will eat it by accident, and then I have to pull my own hair out of my dog's ass. And then I have to wash it off if I want to keep it. Yeah. It's real weird.
And we can't get boyfriends. So weird.
Can't believe nobody wants to fuck me.